Oh, welcome to Uncanny Contemplation, where we consider the macabre nightmares of psyche through the methods of art and gaming. I am Poet Fox, and joined, as always, by the hobo King Armadox. How you doing today?
Howdy. Today is a good day. Let's get going. Let's do a thing. Let's Mask of the Rose. Let's smooch Cthulhu.
Well, I thought we were trying to smooch a ratcatcher that hates us.
That is that is true. We have no interest in smooching the rubber man. uh,
Although,
we'll
although,
make
to,
that rat catcher love us.
although to be fair, since we last played, they did release an exceptional story with the tentacled entrepreneur, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed hanging out with the tentacle entrepreneur. Um, I made him be a nice guy, and he was very confused by it. He's like, "There's not profit in this. I'm very confused." But yeah, he made it work.
Trying
He made it
trying
work.
to defeat capitalism with him.
Well, you know,
A
he
noble
he he,
goal.
he is capitalism, but you know,
Yes.
gotta do what you can. Let's continue.
Oh man.
All right, let's check our journal. It's been a while, so okay. Okay, so we've got
Yeah.
to take the amber back. We've got to see where Harjit's going.
What happens if we don't take the amber back? Like, what if we just keep it?
I mean, then we're probably not gonna move Barachikan's story forward. Wear a disguise. I don't know what wear a disguise is. Like, do we have a disguise? What is a
I think we just
disguise?
have.
I mean, I would guess we would need something on our face, but we don't have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
mask, so we'd probably need to buy a mask, I guess. Probably.
You
Um,
imagine that the the mask would have a rose on it, but we haven't come across that yet.
yeah,
Season of Yule.
yeah. Let's
Oh, that's
see.
cool.
What you
I mean,
like?
not to talk about. Oh, the the um delay that the old phone took to for me to be able to see what you see.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't have that. It seems pretty like slightly 1 to 1, like
That's good.
just behind us.
That's
That's
good.
way faster. That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't turn on the delay. You can't do that. All right. Well, let's I guess let's head outside. Let's see. Oh, right. Gotta speak to Harjit about what happened. Let's do that. We only have
Let's
one
see.
option,
Huh.
so. Here's as I explained to Horatia and to Lady Griselda. By the terms of the law, a murder was still committed.
Oh yeah, things did go kind of sideways last time.
Yeah. Mention how this is affecting Grizz. Ask Harshit about Archie's condition. Don't interrupt.
Hmm.
I say
Are
let him
we?
say his piece.
Yeah, yeah.
Trial will still
Yeah,
be
yeah.
held
That.
just before Christmas. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing the Landows can do either. Miss Landau did send a letter to the court to explain her brother's change of circumstance. Recommend freeing Archie, whatever the inquest said. Ask Harjit what Harjit's tried so far. Sympathize with Harjit having no choice.
So we just tried, like,
Yeah.
figure out where they're at.
What exactly did you do? I've spoken to everyone I could find. I woke an old judge from his bed in the middle of the night. He did not take to it kindly. Warn, the risky thing to do, complain he didn't do more, thank him for his efforts.
I think we're being friendly to him.
Yeah, let's say, well, thank you for trying. Thank you for trying. That's all I could do. Archie will be tried. If we can account for his innocence, he may be freed. Find evidence that someone else was involved, they may be added to the trial. If you find anything, if you have good explanation for how it wasn't Archie. Fight Harjeet with a suspect, okay?
We have a...
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So, trying to remember where we were, since it's been a little bit of time.
It has been.
We not actively investigated this ourselves, right?
I mean, we've kind of tried a little bit, but mostly we've just been, as soon as we learned that we've just been trying to get, we knew Archie wouldn't have done it, so we've just been trying to find someone powerful to get him out of prison.
Yes. We went to that monster and found out that wasn't going to be helpful.
Yes. To the Drownies in the old House of Commons, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll bring evidence to him. If we find evidence, we'll bring it to him.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be the first to know. Thank you. I need to craft my theories the way Archie showed me. Can't build a finished plan, I'll at least be able to come up with some hypotheses. Things about an unknown motive or method will give me the right questions to get answers out of people. The more I learn, the more I'll be able to refine what I ask, or the accusations I'm ready to make, okay? I'm always glad to visit Archie on the HMS Ungulate with you. Okay. Offer Harjeet my friendship, confide in Harjeet, finish this conversation.
Finish the conversation.
Yeah.
As much as Harjeet's been a good guy, still a cop.
It's true. Still a cop. Wish Harjeet a good morning. Citizen, I have no family here. I think you also have none, am I right? Say he's right. Say there are a few people I think of that way. Say I hold out hope for finding my people.
The latter sounds closest. Right.
Hold out hope for finding my people?
Yeah, because that's what the whole thing's about.
Yeah. Haven't found them again yet. Haven't given up hope. I'd be honored to consider you a friend. As kin, in fact. Someone to whom I hold a higher obligation than the law. Not that I would take to criminal endeavors on your behalf, but if I were called upon to be a constable where you are concerned... I'm explaining poorly. Assure him he's explaining... Assure him he's explaining well. Wonder if I can live up to what he needs. Tease him.
I'm sitting there like, man, sucks because you're a cop, and he's just like, you're my best friend. Thanks, Harjeet.
I'll sure if he's explaining well. I understand your meeting. At the moment, I'm only my badge. There's no one who knows me in a different role. I miss being a brother, a cousin, a son. I miss the Gurdwara. No, I'll never see my sister's sons again. I'll never hold my nephews in my lap, or... He stops. It sounds as though I'm asking you to be compensation for something lost. That's not what I mean to say. I mean, because all that is gone, I know what it means to find someone anew. Say I've been hoping to be friends. Shut this down. Say I'm not sure whether we should be friends.
Ooh. Ooh, now we gotta actually make a hard choice. I think it's not all up to me. What would you want to do?
I mean,
Do you think we should be?
if someone's offering friendship, you accept, and then if they do something that pisses you off, you could just break it off. That's my take, but
All
they're
right, all
they're
right.
offering you
I
friendship, then
accept that.
if they're offering you friendship, then they should understand who you are, right? In theory.
Yeah,
Especially something so formal as he's doing.
that's true. He's like really putting it on the line, ain't he?
Yeah. Yeah,
All right,
I've been
let's be friends with the cop.
yeah, I've been hoping to be friends, Constable Singh. Been thinking about it for some time. Conclude this with a handshake or give him a hug.
He'd probably appreciate the hug.
Yeah, he clearly wants us to be his like little sibling. So
Yeah.
I'll play little sibling. I embrace him. Careful, there are spiked objects under my uniform. Snicker, back away cautiously, say I'll take my chances.
Jeez. Yeah. He's not been a bad guy. He's just, authority in like the worst authority place you can be.
Yeah. Well, for friends, I'm going to make it into a joke. Do you think?
Yeah.
Are there indeed? Weapons of several varieties. My work calls for me to go into abandoned houses, and would not be wise to go unarmed.
That is fair.
Build a story. Okay, mystery solutions. Alright, great. Method. Vibrantly colored cloth. What? Okay.
Was there a vibrantly colored cloth?
I don't know.
Oops.
Unknown methods. I mean, it's giving me that option.
One of those, you come back to it a couple of weeks later and it's like, oh, you murdered the mayor. And it's just like, did I now? When did I do that?
For unknown provocation. Okay. Londoner. I committed the murder. I did it.
That would put us in a completely different story.
Allow me, gentle listener, to confess my crimes. My past to folly began innocently.
The cop, hey, I want to be your friend. Excellent. I committed the murder. Figure that one out.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
I don't think we've come across like any like real evidence yet, right?
Right, but it says that I need to like put together a question,
Ah,
and then I can use that to interrogate people, right?
gotcha.
If Virginia helped Ferret do the murder, yeah. Yep, that's definitely what happened. Someone did this. David did something. We don't know who. David, let's see.
We can blame it on the squid.
It's actually not giving me that option.
Seems like I don't even think that's possible. He's only guilty of capitalism.
Okay. Alright, there we go. We don't know anything. We're just gonna ask random questions of people, I guess. Okay, great.
Ask people if they did it, and hopefully they're dumb enough to say yes.
Okay, so who do we want to go interrogate, I guess?
It's been a while since we've talked to Ferret. Completely piss him off saying he murdered someone.
Question Ferret about their centennial sales, about their poison sales. We could do that.
Ooh, that's... Yeah, that actually is a good idea then.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, is this a good outfit to talk to Ferret?
Anything that isn't the census taker.
Yeah, I'm satisfied with this. Let's go.
Because he did not
Ferret
like
is not
that.
best pleased to see me here. Be prickly and hide my attraction to Ferret. Flirt with Ferret. Come straight to the point.
You flirt with him and he tries to poison us.
Yeah, I'll flirt with him. You are a source of intriguing mystery. They hate us so much. Ferret is plainly not in the mood for flirtation. Even if you're not looking for immediate extrication, maybe you're looking for a cage. I got all sizes. I could do you something for birds, bats, crickets. Decline this generous offer. Ask whether there's a market for cricket cages.
I'm actually curious. Like, legit. I was actually legitimately thinking that in my head. Before it came up.
Do you sell many?
I wonder if there's a...
Do you sell many cricket cages? More than I did before the fall. Crickets can be eaten, apparently. Look interested, recoil, raise my eyebrows in silent disapproval.
Oh, we're definitely interested.
Oh, yeah. Oh? I got some customers that grind them into flour, but you got to farm the things first, which is where the cage comes in. Need a fine wire mesh to keep them from hopping out all over the place.
It's actually not bad.
Ask Ferret about uses of arsenic. Ask no more questions on the murder now. Yeah, tell me about arsenic. You sell a good bit of poison here. Anyone ever want to use it for something unusual? Only for things that want poisoning. Or other purposes now and then. One of them broadsheets put out a household hint just after the fall. Put arsenic in your candles, they'll burn brighter and longer, so it said. That was a good week. Everyone needs candles. I nod at Ferret's updated sign. Times are changing, I see. Well, the sign was giving me a bit of a professional headache, truth be told. Instruction and conversion. Hard to look myself in the eye at the end of the day's work. Being a rat catcher and there being talking vermin.
Oh, there. Ooh, yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't say vermin. I'm told it ain't polite. Not that I've been talking to him, obviously. Question that obvious falsehood. Do nothing to stem this tide of confidences. Question whether the rats have any notion of etiquette anyway.
So we've not come across any of the Fabar ourselves yet,
No.
right? So
We know that Horatia is helping the Ratisfaber in the basement of the boarding house, but we've never met any of them.
yeah. Um, I don't know if they would have one in the game that we'd be able to talk to yet. So probably best not to like piss them off preemptively.
Yeah, I'm just do nothing to stem this tide of confidence. Let them keep talking. We want them.
Yeah.
We like them. We want them to. We like them. We want them to hang out with us. I raised my eyebrows. Found one of them in a trap in the pantry. Well, I says pantry, cupboard above the stove. Squeaking piteously he was, enough to make a statue weep. Which they've not started doing down here yet, I hastens to add. Cannot contradict Ferret on this point. Well, any road, long story short, once I had to apologize, we stuck up quite the repartee. Which is a long way around introducing you to Algae here. Rat darts across the counter and bounds onto your shoulder, where it sits, whiskers switching. Oh. There he is. Algernon, I do beg your pardon. It's just easier to make myself heard from up here. And it's not algae ratcatcher. That sounds like something one finds on a common sort of pond. My name is Algernon. Anyway, a very good day to you, friend Ferret. Make a polite introduction, declare I'm not a friend of Ferret, joke that the rat is a better friend for Ferret. Make a polite introduction, of course.
Man, you could seriously piss Ferret off.
Delighted to meet you, Algernon. Well, yeah. I mean, one of our backgrounds is society. One of the backgrounds we could have picked was society. So, like, we could be a real hoity-toity motherfucker if we wanted to be.
I like the fact that there's multiple ways we could run about this if we tried this again.
A pleasure to meet someone for whom the queens come naturally. There's nothing wrong with me English. Before all this, I lodged at Westminster School. It's all been quite the shock, let me tell you. Some of us had to work for our education. People are funny about rats still, in spite of the talking. And about finding a means of legitimizing them. Church, perhaps. Imagine. Vergers with whiskers. Well, more whiskers. Couldn't imagine a better sign of the times being changed than getting rats in pews. Of course, we need to make it official. Get some kind of presbyterate. No, that's not the word. What was you said about the who was it? Precedent. That's it. We need one of them to make the rats nice and official. Suggest this is likely to cause upset. Refrain from comment. It's likely to cause upset, but it's a good plan, so I'm going to refrain from comment.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, that's weird that that's the only two choices we got, because that's not a bad plan.
Yeah, I wait. There's a request coming, I can tell. You get a look of saying no, but will you help us? Assist in constructing a history of rats? With your ministry connections, it should look a bit more official. And if there's later steps to be taken with the church, I'm not on best terms with the vicar.
Aren't we pretty good with the church? I think we are.
We've talked a little bit with the guy, with the vicar. He seemed okay, but we haven't really pursued very much with him. Church does look unkindly on using the wafers in traps. I can't imagine why. Agree flirtatiously. Agree despite the chilly atmosphere. Laugh as though the request for a joke. I think that we've chosen our path, and our path is to flirt with Ferret at all costs. I think that's our path forward.
Yeah, works for me.
Well, since you ask, I'll consider a story for how rats came to know language. Knew you'd come through. Make it seem innocent, eh? But not too subservient. A story that make talking rats acceptable to the church and what's it. Maybe they was leftovers from Noah's time, or some holy fool found her way down here and told them how to squeak properly. Goodbye for now, Algie. Enjoy your time with your new pal. I tolerate this indignity only if it means alternative companionship. I shall miss you too. Seek social acceptance for Algernon, okay? Flirt with Ferret. You're delightful. Ferret looks more cocky than ever. Ferret considers whether there's anything to add. I do come back, especially if you have anything of a verminous nature wants looking into. If you meet with any likely urchins, what wants to apprentice. I'm looking for the ragged school, but they ain't to be found where they used to be. Or should we setting out the food now? Alright. Oh, there we go. Poison candle. That's a good idea. He's a homebody. So it's very possible he poisoned himself with the candle.
Oh. Seems like we actually have a
Alright, yeah,
real clue
let's...
there.
Oh, tell the story of rats gaining the power of speech. Alright, we're going to do that eventually. Right now, we're going to method poison candle. How by candle? Okay. Suppose artisanal candles made the air itself poisonous. Okay.
Where would that lead to the next? Who would we talk to about poisoning candles? The other merchant?
I mean, maybe. I'm gonna put that on there, though. That's a good idea. And let's see how. Let's see. So pre-fall, someone, a rat, taught speech. Let's see. Alright, how about this? For rodent domestication. A nameless individual came across a clever rat in the depths beneath. They conferred on him the knowledge of human tongues. The rat rendered mannerly thanks for this kind service. Rat joined their congregation and worshipped faithfully under his leadership. The nameless individual perished long ago.
Oh, so we're creating a religious dogma lie to justify the rat?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can also make the unknown individual may still be alive somewhere underneath. He's still around somewhere.
Ooh, that's even better.
Okay, we'll do that then. All right.
It's not having to make a whole saint.
All right, time for supper. Citizen, this newcomer to the house. You might find it amusing, I suppose. It's an unusual situation. You look solemn, Horatio. Last time was when you told us the supply of cheese had run out. I've had a happy little group here, but the time had come. I'd taken a new lodger. I'm doing my best to get Archie sent home. You haven't yet, and we don't know how long it will take. No, but I don't think it's time to give up and move on. Reassure Grizz, express faith in Horatio's judgment, question how the lodger found us.
Question how the lodger found us.
Yeah, let's not take sides in this. I'm surprised. We haven't had many asking to lodge here since February. Harjeet brought him around. I had my doubts about that. You should also know he's a clay man, he calls it. Looks like a statue, but he's polite. And clothed before you get any notions. Make light of the situation, react with alarm, accept this at face value.
That is a lot to take in. We've never met one of those yet.
No. Yeah.
Should we be friendly to the Clayman?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Uh-huh. I see. Even if he's the most well-behaved statue you've ever met, it's a risk. It'll draw attention. I don't see the need. I think we do reflects on Archie now. I need someone who could do for me outside the house. Why didn't you notice I can't go outside anymore? I know you don't go out that much. I suppose the last time I saw you go out was to the graveyard. I don't anymore. I do not step out through our front door. But the trade is, I can promise you our new lodger won't do anything I don't know about. Forgive my clumsy interpolation to your domestic idol. Wish to make myself known to you. I am. He makes a noise like rain running down limestone. I believe the best translation is moss. I hope to learn more about this new city. It is very different from my native Polythreme. What is Polythreme like, Mr. Moss? It is an island far across the sea. Everything has a voice there. My king, he of 100 hearts, reigns over us all. It is often harmonious. There is very little screaming. Silence isn't the same as peace. But I'll take your word on it for a moment. Hope you'll find rest here. If rest is indeed all Mr. Moss is looking for. Encourage Moss to be a help to Horatia. Make a joke to diffuse the situation. Be understanding to our new non-human guest. Comment admiringly on Moss's form. Decide what relationship I want with Moss. Angle to impress Moss with lies.
So, you're usually pretty, friendly to the Clayman, correct?
I mean, in general.
In general?
My Fallen London protagonist is different than our character here by several hundred years, but
Well, yeah. My knowledge is from Sunless Sea, and I am not thrilled with them usually. So, but this guy that we're making now, our lady bloke, they're not any of our normal characters. So, should we? How would you like to take this? I guess.
I mean, if he's gonna be living with us, I'd just be understanding. He has needs. He has rock needs.
That's fair. All right, let's be friendly.
Welcome. Is this your first time in a human habitation? It is difficult to answer that. Not to worry, we can teach you to tell one species from the next. To call someone human who was born of a woman, but has the shard of a mountain in his breast? Sounds like the victim of a mining accident. Perhaps one of the more unusual saints. What motivates a Clayman to reside in a boarding house in the first instance? I assume you neither eat nor sleep. Accommodations would seem of little value to you. Griselda! No, it is an honest question. This seems a happy place. Makes it sound like water flowing through the spout of a gargoyle. Oh, I was not made for deceit. The king did not fashion these lips for lies. Sought a man in the previous city, and I did not find him. I believe he was at odds with the Khans. The who? I've heard they called themselves masters now. Styled themselves after their latest acquisition. But the man is gone, and everything has changed. To find my place and my purpose once more. Support Horatia and be charitable to Moss. Support Grizz and give expressed reservations. Give Moss a sympathetic look.
He's not a fan of Mr. Peeps or whatever.
Mr. Pages?
Pages? Yeah, there we go. Because he's not a fan of Mr. Pages, he's a fan of me.
I see. Perhaps
I'm a fan of him.
Perhaps we should let Mr. Moss settle in before we bombard him with questions. Quite right. I'm glad someone retains a sense of manners. In Polythreme, we are always in union. A polyphony makes a pleasant change. Looking for someone in the last city, yours falling came as a surprise. There, you see, Mr. Moss requires his rest. I have no wish to be a burden. Polythreme, what the king wishes to occur, occurs. But there are 3 of you. I will wait for you to reach an accord. Require respite rather than shelter. It will not be an undue inconvenience if I am better to look elsewhere. And he is meant to keep us safe, is he? If I were a housebreaker, I'd give him wide berth. Besides, Harjit said he considered it his obligation to help Mr. Moss find a home. That it was a good deed to place him here. Harjit thinks the deed makes up for arresting Archie. Some questions about his moral accounting. Not everyone tallies their good and bad deeds in a double-entry ledger book, Lady Griselda. Some of the ministry may have told you. But he's right. If we are all to rub along here, you all need to be comfortable with our new lodger. You live here just as much as I do. Think you're likely to be outvoted, Horatia. No one has a better heart than you. But we must think of Archie. Court suspicion and perhaps the master's anger. If Archie were here, I'd say different. Support Moss staying, refuse to allow Moss to remain.
I got no problem, Moss.
I think we have room for one more. I shall go and tell Mr. Moss the good news. And let him know he has you to thank. On your heads be it if this goes awry. But I'll do what I can to smooth things over if the ministry involves itself. Alright. Well, it's a new day. Oh, wait. Never mind. I need to host a visitor before bed. A shape coalesces in the attic. More accurately, looms. I'm sorry if I startled you. I hoped we might become better acquainted. I have several questions regarding my tenancy here. I would have asked the others, but Miss Chapman was dozing, and Miss Smith told me she was engaged in important business. Did not realize business constituted the imbibing of wine. I have much to learn. Do let me know when I make an error of etiquette. I am sure there shall be many. Sedessa, I'm more than happy to see him. Make light of the situation. Tell him he is unwelcome here.
Nah, stranger in a strange land. He's in. Be nice.
Yeah. I live for surprise guests. Oh dear. I hope you are not regularly interrupted. I am always available if required. I've noticed Londoners are averse to poor behavior when I am present. I cannot think why. I am afraid I did have a question. In Polythreme, our king rang a hollow bronze chime to summon us when required. His favored servants all bear his own image, so both our station and our duties are clear to all. I'm afraid I find the etiquette here more confusing. I hoped you could explain my duties. Is the lodger in Miss Chapman's guest house? Warn him off the basement. Note that Horatio needs errands done. Tell him to go.
So, wait. Our choices are let him know that he can't go in the basement. Or what? Sorry.
Tell him that Horatio needs errands done, or just tell him to leave. Go away.
Oh. No. I mean, errands, fine.
Yeah.
Seems like that'd be. That's genuinely.
I mean, he seems to be saying in his own weird way that he wants to help out, and that's that's the help that needs to be done. So.
Pity we can't just send him to find a murderer for us.
Yeah, Miss Chapman does not leave the house. If you can service a messenger outside, that would assist her. I had noted her affinity with the building. It is a relationship I have not observed in the Polytream. But all the same, more like home than most things in Londinium. Seems in line with my expectations. I had one last question, forgive me. But I wondered your thoughts on my behavior thus far. I'd hoped to be well liked here if you could advise me. Tell him to bother someone else. Tell him to just follow what everyone else is doing. Laugh as though the requests were a joke.
Well, they don't tell jokes, obviously, so.
I guess just follow what everyone else is doing. Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow until you figure out how things work. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just muddling along. There's not much muddling where I'm from. It is a state of being for boots and urns. But I shall see what I can do. Thank you. I shall leave you to your rest. Good night, as they seem to say here. A phrasing that confuses me. It is always night here. It's true. Goes straight to sleep, yeah. Yeah, I love to sleep. Okay. Headlines today read Swedish sailor's mission offers aid sustenance to squid-faced men. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so we can go talk to Archie about possible motives for someone else. That might be useful. Something to think about.
Huh?
We can go to the... we can interrogate David about who handled the candles to see if the candles were poisoned. We can talk to Ferret about our story for the rats.
So the candles seem like that would be the most like yes or no, it's either that or it isn't kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So if we go do that first, it would solve that completely.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go check out the candles first.
Okay. So do you want to interrogate David about the candles or interrogate Rachel about the candles?
Rachel.
Not the guy who died?
Yeah. I forgot that he's up and moving around, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go talk to him first.
Okay.
Thinking about it. He's died, but he's not like dead.
Yeah. Consider what a Landau would make of my current garb. Let's see. A rat of exceptional breeding. You can sit on our head if you want.
Oh, we have Archie with us?
Yeah, he's our new hat. He looks great, doesn't he?
Yeah. That's fine. Turning him to an accessory would probably work out well in Fallen London.
Okay. How about this? We want to seem official because we're interviewing for... We're investigating. So I put on the badge. The ministry badge.
Okay.
True, the hat may give me a somewhat frivolous appearance. Well, austere and sober look. Okay, let's see. Hat brings a touch of authority. Let's wear this. This will do. Yeah. Let's do this. Good wintertime, Conte. Hope you're well in these times. I guess permission to ask more questions. Do you mind if I ask you a few more questions about the murder? Some things I don't understand. Are you the news hounds, perhaps? But I'd still like to know what you think you can do with the answers. Talk about upholding the law. Okay. The law has cracked somewhat. Requires a touch of volunteer assistance. They're uniformed constables now for a good reason. It's fault to every citizen to try to enforce the Queen's order. Not just any citizen, I'm an appointee of the new ministry. David hesitates. Can't afford more enemies. I trust you'll make good use of what I tell you. No gossiping, no scandal mongering, only use it in cause of truth. After that, it pains me as a weakling or a fool, so be it. Okay, ask David who brought him candles. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did anyone bring candles into the room the day you died? Phoebe, of course, just as she always did. I didn't eat them, though. She didn't feed me. I don't think she ever touched me. It's only so that I could see to read. It took my thoughts off the discomfort. Okay. Asked whether David had enemies, I guess. Wonder whether Charlotte Cunningham's husband wanted to be rid of you. I understand the ministry punished dishonesty. I've spoken about Charlotte's husband before. Okay. There's no need for him to tell me again about the letter Charlotte sent to David trying to rekindle a romance, then drawing back from it again. Okay, let's see. Let's see about possible inheritance. It's be a matter of money. Did you have success in business or come to an inheritance? You could say that, though it would be more accurate to say that I came into a great deal of bother. The money was not immediately evident. I have a cousin, Isaac, on the surface. His cousin has estates near Brighton. In the ordinary course of things, I would not have expected ever to come into that money. He's not much older than I am, and he had recently married. I expected to wish him joy when his children were born, which I imagine would be in the near future. Instead, when mail service to the surface resumed, we found notification that he and his wife had both died. Fate comes to me if I could reach the surface to claim it. This may have displeased some of our other relatives. It certainly have put Isaac's brother's nose out of joint. Sympathize. Distract David with a joke. Simply drop this topic. Let's sympathize. I'm sorry. These are terrible times. Thank you. You're too kind. Okay. So we know that Phoebe brought in candles for him to read by.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do we know anything about Phoebe?
Let's see. She's a housekeeper. Yeah, she didn't want to answer any of our questions when we asked her about the census, so we don't really know a whole lot about her.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Was there anyone who had strong feelings for you? Anyone who might have acted on them? Charlotte Cunningham, engaged once. After the fall, she indicated a renewed interest. I didn't pursue the affair. Charlotte's husband before. Yep. Rachel's been speaking to me about an addition to our household. Suggesting her friend Griselda move in with us. Ooh! That's what we wanted. Till that I returned from the dead. I wasn't able to form a definitive impression of her character then. Describes her as evidently well-born and well-connected. If a trifle eccentric in manner to dress.
Nice.
Encourage David to accept Grizz. Try to head this off. Make sure David knows there is a romance there.
I mean, we have. Yes.
It's not our place to out anyone, but we want to encourage this. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, that's a very fair description of her. Christian, I presume. What became of her family? Why didn't she live with them? I'm not sure. Can't speak with her for her on that point. No, of course. Thank you. Thank you. I'll think on it. We might need additional staff. It'd be better to ask Phoebe to look after another person. So it's already a bit overtaxed. But if she has a little income of her own, it might be arranged. Flirt with David. Ask about the experience of dying. Ask about the experience after he had died. Ask what David thinks of his sister's occupation. Finish this conversation.
Be pretty cool to know what dying's like.
Sure. I must ask. Same thing everyone wants to ask. What was it like to die? That's the part I can't speak about to Rachel or anyone. Fortunately, it isn't what interests my visitors either. They want to talk about what comes afterwards. The boat ride and the far shore and the great pale ice moths in the air. That's suffering when I was still alive. That's what I can't get out of my head, even if I try to think about it. Pry for more on ice moths, sympathize, or flirt with David. I will sympathize. I'm sorry. We all had a great deal to bear. Thank you. You're very kind. It's not a pleasant thing, dying. Head ached and my lungs were burning. It felt like there was a ball of fire in my gut. Yeah, I think we got it with the candle. My lungs were burning. Right there.
Yes.
That indicates inhaling something, right?
That sounds like that's...
Yeah. My body began to purge itself. I'll spare you the details. I think it must have been Phoebe who had to clean the place afterwards. And it's another indignity I did that to her. Made her face such a thing, I mean. Terrible sensation when you realize your body's destroying itself and it's being damaged beyond repair. You're going to die, but you're nowhere near dead yet.
Sounds like Phoebe needs to get investigated.
Point out that it wasn't final. Encourage him not to dwell on it. Declare our strength against all threats.
I mean, it wasn't final, but I don't think that's going to help him. What do you think?
It's a tough call.
Yeah. gonna be real mad when he finds out Phoebe poisoned him.
Declare our strength against all threats is based on the badge. I don't want to lean on our ministry credentials here. I don't think that that's a good thing to do.
No.
So I'm gonna say that he survived it. It wasn't final. He's strong enough to handle this. It's tough, but
Yeah.
he's strong. And yet you're still here. I think something is still a little wrong. I didn't come back entirely undamaged. Sometimes if I breathe too deep, I catch a pain. Worst thing is remembering death. Wish I could forget just that. Just forget what it was like. I suppose that's one of the miracles of the Neath. It is. We'll take you to the cave of the Nadir. We'll get you cleaned up. Feel you to put a memory in a safe and sink to the bottom of the sea. If anyone does know something like that, it'll be Archie or perhaps Milton, not the people David would choose as confidants. Say I'll let him know if I hear of a way. Promise nothing, but try to help. Promise nothing because I don't want to take this on.
So, I'm sorry you're suffering. Not really our problem.
No, I'll let him know. I mean, if he's really serious about it, and we learned about Irigo, I guess we can help him out. I don't know. Maybe we'll trip over a mirror catch box at some point. You never know.
That's true. You know, if we ever find the MacGuffin.
Yeah, everybody loves a good MacGuffin. Yeah, if I do hear of it anyway, I'll let you know. Thank you. Don't worry, I don't expect you to be able to. But if you did, I would be grateful. Help David forget death. Great. I can't entertain as long as I used to. Everything's always running too slowly, and every day's the same.
Feels kind of wrong to forget death like that, though.
Yeah, I mean, David and I should be friends. He seemed fine. Or do we only have platonic intentions towards David?
Oh, no. Aren't we trying to, like, get David and somebody else together?
No, we're trying to get his sister and Grizz together. I don't think we're trying to hook David up with anybody.
Yeah. So, in that case...
David has been pretty ace, I believe. So.
Yeah, for friendly... Also, you know, the whole, like, I'm worried about death. Oh, would you like the date? No, I'm good.
Yeah. I'm gonna say we should be friends.
Yeah.
We've decided that that Grizz is our bosom family, platonic family member, and we're trying to, so we want to get in good with her in-laws. So. Okay. All right. So. So now we know that the culprit was probably Phoebe.
And we don't have any reason to, like, be friendly to Phoebe.
I need to ask around why Phoebe might possibly have caused to kill David. We don't know.
That's fair.
Why did David provoke Phoebe? We don't know. Okay. Great. Okay. Talk to the devils. That's always great.
We've not... Well, no, we've done that already. Just not for this.
Yeah. Do we want to speak with Ferret about our rat?
Yeah, we should probably get on that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know, being fair and all.
Yeah. I can hardly pursue this course without our Algernon, yeah. There we go. And we definitely don't want this. We'll put our corsage on, and then inclination to protect the weak. Perfect. Look at this beautiful... Who sold you that cheap corsage? Do you know what you did to offend them? Should you not apologize post-haste? Okay. Well, Algernon seems to think that wearing the spirit first fork is more appropriate. Saying we're allied with hell. Is that fair? Or do we want to put the corsage on?
Well, aren't we trying to get in good with the church?
Okay, well, we could just put nothing on our lapel.
Because going in there being like, hey, the rats are your friends, while wearing the badge of hell.
Yeah, that's fair. Wearing Algernon, there's always the risk the two of them will be thick as thieves and I won't get a word in. Pleases Ferret, though, seeing their old friend. Yeah, no, this is what we want. Aw, you brought back Allergy. Allow Algeron's presence to make an impression. I see you've noticed my headgear. I'd like to consider myself a fascinator. Just an example of my affiliation with the creatures beneath. Ferret relaxes slightly. Lay out my story about rats finding a teacher. At the beginnings of my story, how the rats might have been trained and converted long ago. Now, Algernon here tells me the rats might have already had a dose of religion, which might be enough to give us all an in. Well, silly as it sounds, when Westminster School fell, with me in it, I was washed out to sea. I found myself clinging to a school desk and subsisting on chalk. Far below the water I saw a glow, like gold beneath the waves. Thought I spied a man, much too large. He held the goldsmith's lens and a tail. He waved me on. Thought it a dream, as one has when on the verge of death. Don't suppose this saint introduced himself? No. Seems he might have had better manners. Rules of ordinary etiquette are famously inapplicable to holy men. I hate to bother a man busy bothering God. Might be that the vicar's our next best bet. One speaks for a moment. Time to flirt with Ferret. Next comment's a bit warm. Old saying, and we pause, make sure the dog sees the rabbit. Reckon I've got just a glimpse of the hare. By the by, if you do fancy a bit of a visit now and then, warm your hands at the furnace, you're always welcome. Oh, he's warming up to us. No need to have official business before you drop in. Always happy to tell you what's what in the vermin business. And might
That
be
sounds like a score.
you can tell me a thing or two about your work if you've the mind. Courage Fair in a more romantic direction, in a more seductive direction, or accept and plan to befriend Ferret.
Well, you know, gotta smooch someone in the smooching game.
So, are we just sexually attracted to Ferret, or is he the one? Are they the one?
So we haven't come across anybody else that's technically like what we're after, right?
I don't think so. Everybody else we just keep making friends with. So
Yeah, we can solve this by picking Ferret right off the bat. That's not so bad. At least we got a direction.
sure, I would like that. The chance to spend more time together is always welcome. Let's see what comes of this then, shall we? Ooh, alright. It's getting late, so I'm heading back home. Alright.
Learned lesson last time to draw much slower.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, so time to go down for supper. I don't want them. He's trying to be kind. They're an abomination unto the Lord. And more importantly, an abomination unto me. Can't you make her see sense? A new launder's making horrid dolls for reasons best known to himself. Clay versions of us. Please make him stop doing it.
Uh-oh.
Ask if I have one. Agree out of friendliness. Laugh as though the request were a joke. Remind everyone that we have more serious concerns.
Who's upset?
What's that?
Who's upset?
Grizz is upset
Oh.
that he's making little clay S's.
That is kind of weird.
And Horatius just like, he's just being nice.
That doesn't seem like that's like a problem. So
I'm just gonna get more information. Ask if I have one. Where's the little me? Where's the little Conte? And where exactly is my clay me? I think he's working on it. Mine was sweet. It made me look terribly fierce. Mine had the most outrageous wig. I think he means to make an army. They aren't like him. They don't move. Yet. Moss is surrounded by a profusion of little clay men. Oh. I'm sorry. Yours is not yet ready. Tend to be upset. Insinuate his doll is a love gift. Chuckle.
Chuckle. Be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Several defective grizzes lie discarded. Their expresses veritably contemptuous or angry. Her hair, too, appears to have been a point of difficulty. There's something beguiling about the collection. I remember my king in his marble palace. His garden of statues all made in his image. Thought the other residents here would appreciate a similar gesture. Suggest he cease production. Offer to make the dolls less unsettling. Advise him to continue.
Yeah. You make little toys of people. That seems like that's not going to bite us in the ass.
I think that he wants advice. He's trying to be nice, but he wants advice on London culture, right? So I think offering to make the dolls less unsettling is sensible here, right?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't understand why Grizz is having a bad reaction. So us explaining that to him would be welcome, correct? Does that make sense to you?
I think that makes sense. Yes, because he's trying to, like he's not doing it through malice that we know of.
Yeah. They could be a little less lifelike. That is their genius. But you know the others better. I will take advisement. Okay. How'd I do? How'd our journal look? Oh. Wow, we're so good. Okay. Let's check out our next day. 12 days remain in the season of Yule. Nice. Yeah. What's in the newspaper? Pallid playwright's latest piece proscribed, indicted as infernal indoctrination. Thedrones of Belgrave's advocates audience arouses anarchy. Oh. All right. So we can go talk to the vicar about bringing the rats into society. We can go ask around and try to interview Ivy about Phoebe as a suspect. We could go try to gather information about Phoebe.
Well, Phoebe would technically be the most important, but if we don't do the rat thing, that could not work well with our other plans. So let's rat.
Okay.
Unless we're on like a real. Are we on like a real like an actual deadline for getting the Phoebe thing finished?
By before the trial for Archie is supposed to be before Christmas, so.
Okay. So yes, but not
So.
not one day's difference.
So you think just like this is probably what we want to wear? Because obviously we want to take Archie with us. We want to take Algernon with us, right?
Yep.
Okay.
No deviltry, and I don't think a badge of authority will help us here.
Well,
I don't remember exactly what his opinion was of the badge and stuff, but I think we're trying to be friendly.
okay. Yeah, we'll just go like this. That sounds fine. I'm satisfied with this. Found Theophilus refilling the baptismal font. Allow Algernon's presence to make an impression. That's right. John makes a bow to Theophilus and extends one paw in greeting. So to recognize some common strand between us. You seem to be accompanied. No need to rack your cranium on my account, Reverend. I'm new to the parish, though I hope this will not be my last visit. Indeed, I intended to be the first of many. That is good to hear. Suggest my life has taken an unexpected turn. Ask Theophilus about Ferret's request. I'm going to ask about Ferret's request.
Jump straight to the point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a request from Ferret. Ah, the ratcatcher. They are not a member of this parish, though I have sought their service on occasion. Which brings us to the point. Ferret may not be a member, but I should like to be. I've mused on this matter since it came to my attention. What can God mean by making the animals speak? Though I understand it's only a few, cats, rats, bats, ravens. Wondered at our proximity to hell that this was an infernal device. We hear of familiars and such in the trials of Lancashire and King James. Antiquated superstition. Did Kant die in vain? And then I wonder if this is a sign from the Almighty, whereby speech is bestowed upon the most innocent, a last attempt to save us. The animals knew before Noah when the flood was to come. Afraid I remain like St. Thomas, full of doubt. Ask Algernon's opinion on the matter. And what do you think, Algernon? You wouldn't be converting us, Reverend. Apparently a holy person has already gone ahead and done the hard labor. You'd merely be confirming that which is already fact. I'm given to understand by the dock rats that the saint has already brought the rats down here to religion. Who? Suggest there are saints of every stripe down here. Express excitement to meet this Rodentine saint. Confessed mystification.
I wonder what it means by mystification. But yeah, there's a saint of everything down here, right?
Yeah, I made a saint myself just the other day.
Yeah, and did a lot of effort to make sure no one questioned it.
Is there a saint for bats and one for cats too? I believe Saint Gertrude has adopted those. As a boy, I found myself wondering about the cleaning expense at our house. It has, if nothing is sacred, but I fear a rhetorical question. I suppose by that logic there might as well be a saint of rats. It's as likely as any other strange wonders we find ourselves amongst down here. The ratcatcher ferret, that is, says the rats of the dock speak of a prophet, who teaches the new London rats to speak. Well, if the rats of this place have been converted already, ceremony might be arranged to formally bring them into the fold. Baptism of the rats. If, of course, I can see any evidence that the saint exists and has performed such a conversion, a hagiography should do with the sort of miracles. A story about the saint, he means. I understand there is a new archival institution near the bazaar. Gathers the riches of our libraries and sifts through their materials to ensure compliance. The masters, I understand, employ Londoners to go about this work. If there's any truth to the story of rats, I imagine it would be there. Alright, plan to look into this matter. Find a patron saint for rats. You better believe I will. I want to believe, but like St. Thomas, I require proof. Until then, I really must see to this crypt. Alright.
That went pretty well.
Baptize Algernon the rat, yes. Horatio has told me of poor Ultrabald's rest. Down here, everyone has lost something different, so they cast their eye on what a neighbor has that they don't. 2 women who came before Solomon to argue over the child.
To be fair, wasn't he complaining that no one was coming to the church when we first met him?
Maybe? I'm going to defend Archie. He's our guy. I don't think Archie is given to jealousy. Perhaps not of wealth or status. Most people wish for something. I'll ask him about his work. How's it going down here? With protective kindness. Well, there's nothing for you to worry about. Is it all vicaring, or do you earn a bit on the side? Time to time I've considered offering myself as a tutor to some enterprising pupils. My Greek and Latin grow rusty. But I never put the plan into practice now, as we see the education of the young is no longer a primary concern in the best houses. It was good of you to stop in. Lord, see you safely home again. Rat Prophet King, yeah. That's what we want. A Rat Prophet King. Tell a story of the rat's patron. Rat Prophet King, a rat.
Yeah.
Rescued.
We're gonna have to sell these stories to the writer here soon.
Rat Prophet King dwelled in power in the shadows beneath, endured its congregation, every promising new rat. Rat Prophet King saw the rat alone, separate from the kinship of rats. Spoke to him out of the darkness. Rat rendered mannerly thanks for this kind service. Rat joined his congregation and worshipped faithfully under the new leadership. Meanwhile, the Rat Prophet King's deeds had offended the king of the deep sea, transformed into an island and sank beneath the waves. What? Okay.
Drown them?
I think that this makes sense. We love rat power. All right.
Now we gotta go murder Phoebe.
I guess the question is, who should we ask about Phoebe?
Probably not Phoebe.
We can. It does say we can confront Phoebe about motives.
Oh, directly. Hey, did you kill him?
Yeah. Search the archives in the bizarre side streets.
That sounds fun, actually.
That would give us information about the rat prophet, I guess.
Yeah. If you want to spend the whole day working on just the rats.
We could interview Ivy about Phoebe as a suspect. Ivy is the rumor monger.
Oh, yeah, take that one. Yeah, let's go there. Been a while since we talked to Ivy anyways.
Okay. Don't think we should take Algernon with us. And we want rumors.
You don't think having the rat with us would assist in this?
For rumors? No, we want to look like a worker.
Gotcha.
Like Algernon is classy, right? Like here we look like a shopkeeper trying to look nice, right?
Gotcha. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, she was not like thrilled with the badge at all.
Yeah, she's. Yeah. All right, I'm satisfied with this. Let's go talk to her. That's not bad at all, is it? Oi, citizen, look at this. Ferrets lifted a few clocks and watches, dashed if the bloomin' rats didn't christen 'em right up to sell again. Not a mark or monogram left on 'em. They keep better time than they did before. I'll put 'em with the moon pearl chokers. Draw swift conclusions about them both. Suggest a charitable distribution of watches. Congratulate them on their commercial enterprise. Yeah.
The rats?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. Congratulations. This seems like a good. This seems like a good grift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well done. That must be a profitable venture. Rats are worldly work at very reasonable wages. Okay, ask Ivy she'll answer questions about David Landau. I had a question or two for you. Where I come from, we don't inform for free. Want me to remember something? It'll cost you tuppence. Should we pay too? She probably has information. She probably has information. She is a rumor monger.
Yeah. Is that the most we can pay?
Yeah, that's what she wants.
Okay.
All right, yeah, sure, we'll pay up. Fair enough. Hey, you were at the Landau's townhouse the day David died. So I was. Not that I knew it was the last day at the time. I was there to refurbish one or two of Rachel's gowns for her. Used to be your Rachel Landaus would never have their own gowns made over. New cloth is dearer than a hen's teeth now. See David while you were there? He was resting, not well enough to receive visitors. Did see Archie arrive. He might have left his bag of medicines unwatched for a time. That's not what I was there for, was it? But you had no reason to kill him off yourself. I don't give secrets, I sell them. There's nothing in it for me. I should think I have such a dislike of gentlemen that I'm clearing them out of the Neath. I'll talk about Phoebe's possible motives. Could Phoebe have a reason to want David Landau dead? Phoebe? Now there's a woman who could live in a lesson from my old mom. Do you not see she's mad in love with him, and she's never had anyone to love properly before. She's got a budget stored up, all the love she didn't put into a father, a brother, or a sweetheart when she was a girl. She's set to spend it all on him, if he'd ask her for a groat of it. If the arch of the surface was found again, he spoke of going back above, and she begged him to stay in the Neath. When he was dead, she could barely lift her head, she had such a heartbreak.
Oh.
It's a mother who came to me. Confessed about the death of her baby. I don't want to hear about harm to children. I can listen. I can listen.
Yeah.
Go on.
I mean, we paid for this information.
Oh, well, the deed was done. The peckish work it was. There's still not a belly timber in the house. Stop her. I don't want to hear about the infant body. I want to hear more for her sake. I need to hear more. Why doesn't she go on? I want to hear more for her sake. It's alright, put it out. Ask her what she did with the body. Got a nice casket for it, like. How she said it was, I already learned to roast a cat. I can see in her eye that it somehow gets worse. And then, David Landau returned from the boat with all his teeth and hair. The person making that return with the choice cuts a peck missed out. Spectacle isn't a Gladstone sight to the mum's eye. But May, Holomus alone was not enough for that woman. Had to take the memory out clean. Just a matter I'd not have known to do above. But the crone who runs the urchin gang in these parts, she knows things. She was here before London fell, and I say down here you take what advice you can. I'm going to thank Ivy for trusting me. Thank you for telling me. I have to put a thing down somewhere. Confide in Ivy, offer Ivy my friendship, look into Ivy's goods for sale, finish this conversation.
What do they got to sell?
We don't have any money, we just spent it all.
Yeah, we can always look.
We don't have any money.
But, alright. No problem.
We haven't been doing any census work.
That's true. We are very much not working on our
Yeah.
can we sell stories to the writer for money? Was that something we can do?
Yeah, that's something we can do.
We'll probably go do that soon to alleviate our money problems.
Okay. Well. I'm gonna offer Ivy my friendship, I think. She's business partners with our beau.
Sure.
I see you as one of my closest friends. Now there's a porky. Eh? You don't see me as close. I'm giving you no call to think any such thing. I've been telling you my deepest, darkest. Haven't been crying on your shoulder over all my woes. Haven't even touched you for a loan, which comes long before the other ones, most friendships I've seen. Haven't given one single sign, and you don't strike me as thick in the skull. So, ergo, consequently, in conclusion, you don't think we're close. Might be you admire me. Think I'm a bit of a laugh. Wish you could dress as fine as I do. Say I
We're
admire.
friends.
Say I admire
No.
say I admire her, and not just for the clothing. Say it's a matter of enjoying company, react teasingly, or give up in a huff.
Oh, you could say company, I guess, right?
Yeah. You're better company than most. I think you might just find me the same. Most people might think I'm conceited to say so, but I know you like a bit of self-praise at the right moment. People that know who they are, I've got time for. I'll give you that. Pinky touch and we're friends then. I'll make a great formality of it in a general way. And if anyone asks, I might say we aren't friends. Depending on who's asking, the nature of the circumstances. You understand. She keeps up the chatter for a good while longer. But she's pleased. I can tell she's pleased. Okay. Well.
I think. That's a good place to probably stop.
Probably so. But let's figure out our theories here. Because if... Let's see.
So Phoebe was real into David, huh?
Yes. Hmm. So... I mean, this is a theory. But I don't know if it's the right one. So basically, we're saying that David and Phoebe had had an affair. And that David going up to the surface for this new, for this new land made her realize that he was just going to abandon her.
I mean, makes sense. At least enough for the murder part. Right. Right.
It would make even more sense if Phoebe knew how the Neath worked. Because once David dies, he cannot go up. He can't go back up top.
Yeah. You're stuck down there once you.
But again, we're at a point in London's history that they don't necessarily know that. So I don't know if we can ascribe that much forethought to Phoebe, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good point. The only way Phoebe would know is if they had died first.
I mean, this might be good enough to get Harjeet to do something, right?
That's true.
Whether or not that's true is another story. I guess is the question. But anyway, let's go to art time.
Oh no, our time.
Gotta see some art.
Oh.
How's our art going?
1 second. Cool. Okay, that's that one. Oh.
looking artistic.
I learned from last time that the game's slow burn means not to run up on all the characters all at once, because then I'm just doing fiddly detail work until a new page. I would like to know more about I don't know. Our time right now is more trying to get the feel of what I want to do with this page. Very, very, very more feeling the story out than it is actually paying attention to art. I'll have something more to say as we go along.
It's true. We'll just have to think about it. We'll have to consider. We'll have to contemplate. You might say, "Oh, this is the title of the show."
Mic drop. I need to pick it up because mics are expensive.
Yeah. But yeah, let's contemplate what we've learned here today, and from there we shall proceed into the horrific nightmare of the world in the non-world, as we see fit.
Yeah, at this point, I would much rather sink into the under than deal with like grocery shopping in a moment.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Give me the talking rats.
Oh, sure, Algernon seems pretty cool. We can baptize this guy. Anyway, have a good evening and a good day. Ta-ta.
Yeah, till next time.